bad since he's been there, and it's bad this year. I don't think he's going to play well. No, this will be his last year.
So, I mean, even that year, that's his great year, he threw 15 touchdown passes. I know it said 22 to 8,
total.
and 7 were rushing, but and again, the rushing touchdowns count, but he is just, when they got there, when Dable got there, it was the ultimate training wheel, paint by number, do no harm offense. Stop fumbling, stop turning the ball over. If we punt, it's a good possession. And, you know, if you remember week 1, they went for, I don't know if they went for 2 or I think they went for 2 in week 1. Saquon got it, and it was a huge moment for them.
Lucky
that was
wins,
one of the ones
really.
Brew liked, one of the risky things.
Deep field goals.
And all of a sudden they sink their way into the playoffs. And last year is unfair because he got hurt. But the early returns to me on last year were, I thought Dable did the smart thing, not the contract, but okay, we're going to find out if you can run a real NFL offense.
Last year, you think that happened?
Yeah, that before he got hurt. That's what they were not running the same offense as the previous year. They were trying to ask him to do real NFL quarterback stuff. And it was a disaster immediately.
With no offensive line.
Okay, well, again, people say that.
Mahomes can win with that.
Hold on. Can I say that? They have a great left tackle. They have a great left tackle. They have a terrible, they spent a first-round pick on Evan Neal. That's been a disaster, and I'm not going to act like the rest of their offensive line's been excellent. I don't think you can put 5 years of futility on an offensive line. I just don't.
I'm just putting last year on.
It's not
Early pre-Dayball Daniel Jones, nothing.
Okay, let me
That's just like post-Duke, pre-Dayball.
Did you feel...
Dayball and then last year
Okay, but did you feel like in 2022 they had this great offensive line?
No, but I felt like they were making stuff happen. He's breaking runs. He's throwing
He was a good
touchdowns
runner.
against the Vikings.
He wasn't playing... In my opinion, he wasn't playing real NFL quarterback. And when he was asked, and because of that, maybe you could deal with the bad offensive line, those things. And obviously, there were things that were not his fault. But I think the Giants told us they don't want him as their quarterback. They showed us that in Hard Knocks. Yeah. It was very clear. And so, yeah, I think this is last year in New York. I do.
I believe in Daniel Jones.
I know you do.
I do.
Same processes that we go through after each year. And, you know, Jalen and I are in a really good place. Every relationship that you have needs work with everybody, and we've always continued to try to work at that.
All right, Brew, are you buying this is all water under the bridge?
You can't be. Brew.
Well, water under the bridge might be strong.
Okay.
There are probably some lingering. They do have different personalities that are built to conflict. But I do think right now things are fine. And now that could change if they don't play well and they start losing games. But I feel like right now that's not an issue. I really do. They got a new OC, Kellen Moore, who's respected. And as long as Sirianni just stays out of the way offensively, and I know he's an offensive coach, but just let Moore do his thing.
Okay.
The coach and the quarterback don't have to be going out to dinner all the time. But Belichick and Brady, and I get that he's not Tom Brady, he's not Bill Belichick, but still, they remember those articles and everybody thought they were done and, they won one more Super Bowl together. So I think I think they're fine right now. But sure, if they start losing games, it could go south.
So hold on, can I push back on the Belichick-Brady thing? Do you think that would have been different, A, if they weren't both GOATs, but B, if Belichick's job was running the offense?
It's a little different.
Belichick doesn't really have to do anything with. I don't want to say he doesn't do anything with Brady.
No, but he's
running the defense. Brady's running the offense.
It's also that relationship went from I'm a great coach with 2 Super Bowl rings from the Giants, and you are the 199th pick.
He was not considered a great coach at that time, Wilds. Hold on, we just have to be.
After the first Super Bowl, or after the first Super Bowl.
Yes. Okay. After the you're talking about with the Super Bowl with the Patriots.
Yes,
okay.
Yes,
yeah.
But I still think he was a good.
But when
the Browns thing was bad. The Browns started. Either way, he's up here. Brady's here. They didn't both start here.
That's fair.
And Brady climbed. That was that relationship, and then this started to feel tension. That's not where Hurts and Sirianni
Hurts has climbed too. I mean, a lot of people didn't even think he'd be a starter.
No, but he
wasn't a starter until Sirianni got there.
I don't think the issues are in the past. I do think we can show you the quote from the article again.
The hell no quote.
Yeah, I mean, this is a hell of a kicker for someone that is trying to be charitable. Do I think they will go to dinner together? Hell no. But it can be a good working professional relationship, and I don't think it's hatred. That's a problem.
It's not going to work.
But we don't know who that is. I mean, I'm just saying, we don't know who that is in the organization.
But still, bro, the whiff of it.
I'm sorry, I disagree. I think right now they're fine. Now, again, I'm not disagreeing that it couldn't go south in a hurry if they start losing ball games. And we'll know quickly because they finished in a funk. If they continue to lose, then we know it's still there.
I don't have
another. And then they'll
another.
probably have to move on.
You have to show me another example of a coach and quarterback who don't hate each other, leading to success. Outside of Belichick and Brady, who had deep-seated respect and buried underneath it all, love for each other and a long history of success, rather than two guys who are just legit. Don't seem to get along and it working.
They seem to get along in that golf cart.
I'm
just saying, if they were there arguing, we would be showing that video. Look at them.
Yes.
They're going at it.
We would. I agree with that entirely. But also, the fact that they can be civil does not mean they have a good relationship. And you have kind of comically, but also I think with seriousness, been like, supernatural funk's just over. Josh punched this up. Other equivalent supernatural funks.
More supernatural funks?
Well, listen, those
Are there
teams,
that many supernatural funks?
So it's last decade, recent
Josh,
ones,
get my permission.
and they all lost in the wild card round after amazing starts.
Oh.
That bottom.
That Steelers team just wasn't good.
Okay.
Or
well, that bottom row is the most notable one.
That's a good
None won double-digit games the next year. That's
So you don't think they'll win?
Nope.
See, I don't think they'll win the Super Bowl. They should win. I'll be surprised if they don't win their division.
I think they have too much. Well, I don't know. I think they're going to win the division. I think they have too much talent for me to be like they won't make the playoffs. But I also think the things that ailed them at the end of last year, I don't have any real reason to believe they're gone. And I also have a legitimate concern of what happens to a Nick Sirianni that is on tenuous ground with his quarterback and got kneecapped by Howie Roseman when it comes to picking his own staff. Like what Nick Sirianni are we going to get as far as his ability to help the team, all of that? I think that, to me, that is a legitimate question. I think so.
95-91. The old vets got it done down the stretch. KD, Steph, and LeBron, who had a triple-double. Nick, how are your immediate reaction?
Well,
as you were not paying attention to the last segment we did.
So that was the first time I have to admit something to the audience. This is the first time I've ever done that on this show, which was during that Eagles conversation, I was watching the final minute of Team USA.
That's why he was not making sense.
Okay, I made perfect sense. So the U.S. outscored Serbia 32-15 in the fourth. They were down 13 going into the fourth, and with 4 minutes left, they were down 2, and their final 13 points, all of them were scored by LeBron, Steph, and Kevin Durant. So Embiid had an excellent game, but Durant, LeBron, and Steph kind of closed out. Durant got a huge steal late and also made a huge jumper. Steph was brilliant. This has to be,
36 points.
I mean, I think it's the second triple-double in men's Olympic history. LeBron had the only other one. We can fact-check me on that, but I remember when he came close earlier, and I think Noah Eagle said that he is the only one. So it's a great game by LeBron. And Steph, it's got to be one of the best medal round performances
36.
by anybody ever.
Yeah.
36 in an Olympic game, in a 40-minute game, when you only score 95 is wild. And Embiid also a little vindication for him because he played really well,
He's played well the last few games.
Correct. Yeah. But I like that the old guys are who were relied on at the end. Because Steph, LeBron, and KD are the three guys, mostly LeBron, but those guys as well a little bit, who if they lose this game, the legacy is like they take a hit.
It would be a killer.
For LeBron, it's a killer. For the other guys, it's a hit. You know what I mean? And so I like that those guys, got to bring it home for us.
Yeah, I don't know if it's would have been a killer for LeBron, or they still have one more
would
game
have been
to play.
trending on
I mean,
Twitter
you're
immediately.
Just,
LeBron?
Well, that's
LeBron.
Ready to
that's
go?
always the talk, with LeBron, just because he's so scrutinized. But I mean, it's the GOAT conversation. He's in that, and that would be ammunition for the Jordan, group to say he's only 2-2 in the Olympics and all that. But look, I mean, this is what I wanted. Good games, but the Team USA wins.
Yeah.
I mean, and they were tested. I think this is probably good for. I don't think they took Serbia lightly, but I just think. It was probably going to be one game like this. You look in 2008 when we won the gold over Spain, won by 11, but that was a close game. Mm-hmm. Most of the other games, if I remember correctly, were blowouts. Yep. And so there's kind of one game like this, and this may have been it. They may rout France going forward in the gold medal game, but good win. And, man, like you said, the old heads stepped up. This has all been about them.
Yes.
It's been about Steph and LeBron playing together. It's been about KD being the all-time leading scorer and rebounder. And so to see those three deliver, it was great.
Can I do you go? I'm
No,
sorry.
you go, and then I'm going to say something sad.
Okay. First of all, shout out to your favorite podcast host and media personality, Brian Windhorst, who called this 3 weeks ago, that beating Serbia for a third time was going to be the hardest thing the team had to do. He's going to have to play him in exhibition round, play him in group stage, and then probably play him in single elimination. He's been over there. He called it weeks ago. It ended up proving
I wonder
true.
if they showed some things today that they had not shown.
Yeah, maybe. And the other thing is, man, Tatum, DNP, CD.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's where I was at. I just think, I don't know if it's roster construction, but this is becoming a storyline. It's going to be a storyline that follows all throughout.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I talked to Michael Redd this week, who didn't play much.
On the Odd Couple, 7 to 10, Fox Sports
yes,
Radio?
on the Odd.
I like Michael.
Thank you for the point.
Michael Redd's not Tatum.
No, but
and I
my
like
point
Michael Redd
was
and his jump
Michael
shot.
Redd didn't play much on that 2008 Redeem team. He's like, when I see people, they don't talk about how many minutes you played. They talk about you were a part of that team.
I know. I don't want to
Nobody
diss
thinks
Michael
of
Redd.
Jason Tatum on the level of LeBron, KD, and Steph.
Well, whoever
Like,
voted
ever.
first team All-NBA did.
That's fine. Well, he was better than them in the regular season.
So
He's not as good as LeBron when LeBron has rest, only plays maybe 25 minutes. Like you're not talking about an 80-game season.
But real quick.
I think you guys are way too hard on Tatum.
Zero?
I'm not hard
Who
on
cares?
him.
It's about winning the
Jason
gold.
Tatum definitely
That's
cares.
what he said.
It's about winning the gold.
You can
It's not
win the
about
gold
Jason individuals going out there and showing how good they are.
I'll give you an early betting tip. And you're mostly the betting guy, but you don't bet. I don't bet too much. I'm going to bet 1,000. I'm going to take a second mortgage. No. Celtics Warriors, take the over on Tatum's points.
Oh.
He is going to be on fire. We did the whole A block about Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl champion.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Tatum
is not Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes was fourth. It wasn't, you didn't make it.
I'm not saying he won't be upset and compete. I'm just saying this. So what's happened? We don't think Jason Tatum's good anymore?
You sit the whole game.
Is that what this is? Jason Tatum
just
is not
weird.
that good anymore.
No.
He can't be first team All-NBA next year.
If I'm Jason
Is that
Tatum,
what
I'm
it-
sitting there on the
get it.
bench.
If you're Tatum, that's fine. But I'm saying, so now, and Nick, you've been kicking this narrative throughout the playoffs. Jason Tatum's not that good? Is that what we're saying now?
Hold on a second. When did I kick that narrative that Jason Tatum's
You've
not
been
that good?
critical of him throughout the postseason and now the Olympics.
Well, hold on. I haven't criticized him at all in the Olympics because there's been nothing to criticize because he hasn't played.
Y'all been talking about I thought he should have been Finals MVP.
Yes, and I disagree with you.
It was a close vote, so he could have won either way.
He could have won it. That's fine.
He led them in points, rebounds, and assists.
Brew, I get that. First of all, I'm getting.
It's not a story. The story is that they barely beat Serbia.
This is the
and
second
the old guys
time
led
in
them.
2 days, by the way, while talking about Team USA, these two guys got in an argument and I got yelled at. When Bruce said LeBron was doing a Magic Johnson thing, I said nothing and Wildes yelled at me. When Wildes criticized Jason Tatum, I said nothing and Bruce